So seeing as it's Friday, I went to go drop in and check out the totem pole carving, but it's Good Friday, so pretty much everything is closed and his tent was all sealed up, so we don't get to have Field Trip Friday this Friday. But I still got some cool tips on how to glue up mitre joints. All right, so check it out, and hopefully we can do Field Trip Friday to check out the totem pole carvers next week.
Hey guys, welcome back to What's this video about again? Oh yeah, Free Tip Friday! How's my hair? I haven't looked in the mirror in probably 3 days, and I can't even remember the last time I bathed, so. Anyways, let's get to it. No time to waste. I'm just finishing up a project for one of my last clients I had before I went full-time YouTube. I had a French door. That I was installing for them, and I'm just replicating some of the trim on their house because they have a really old character house here in Victoria. And it's got the big chunky trims with the little corner moldings. They just don't sell those profiles anymore, so I had to make it up myself. And what I'm doing here is mitering two pieces together. So I thought I'd give you a few tips on how to glue long miters together. This is oftentimes a pain in the butt for a lot of people, and the method that I've come up with that seems to work the best is just using tape. Trying to clamp miters is just a pain in the butt. It's really awkward, and the clamps don't work nearly as good as you think they would. So what I do is I just dry fit my miter together. Now I took these cuts right off the table saw. I didn't plane them or anything, so there's gonna be some little hairline cracks, but it should fit together fairly nice. Had a good sharp blade on my table saw. And then I just use some painter's tape like this. So you just fit your pieces together, right? Get your miter lined up just right. Squeeze that sucker together. Get your tape started on one side. And then put a little bit of tension on that and just wrap it around the corner like that. And that's going to hold your miter together in alignment, fairly close. And once you've gone along the length of your piece, and you've done probably, every couple feet, you've put a piece of tape there. Then when it comes time to glue up, you just drop it down like this and open it up. And it's like a little hinge that holds everything in alignment. Now the other cool part about gluing up miters, and the tip that I'm giving you, this is my bonus tip for this week, is for stain grade applications where you need that miter to just be golden, perfect. You don't even want to see a glue joint there, because a lot of times when you put the stain on it, you get a little brown line from your glue joint, depending on what type of glue you use. So these pieces of trim are going to get painted, so I'm not too concerned, but I'll show you the technique for working with stain grade material where you just got to have that corner absolutely flawless. What I do is I take my glue. I'm just using some Titebond 2. It's in a Titebond 3 container, but Titebond 2 is waterproof as well. Works. I like it a little bit better than Titebond 3 for most applications. When you go to glue the miter, what you do is you take your glue and you put it on the heel of your miter joint only. Put a little bit of bead there on both sides on the heel of your miter, and don't get the glue down near the toe of the miter. And what that does is when you go and close that up, the glue squeezes together and it almost makes it to the edge, but not quite. So you don't want to have any squeeze out along that little knife edge. And what that does is it puts enough glue in the joint to hold it together, obviously. And then without the squeeze out, you've got a little bit of an air space at the edge, at the toe of your miter. And once the glue is set up, all you do is come back with a little sandpaper and you sand that miter, and all the sawdust just fills in that little air space and makes your miter joint disappear. Because when you have the glue in there, even if it's a tight joint, you always get that line, that glue line. And depending on the type of wood you're using, once you put a stain or a clear coat on that, it just pops, it just jumps out at you and looks ugly, and it just tells you you're not good enough. I hate that glue joint. So that's what this tip is all about, to make it disappear. So I'll show you how I glue it up real quick. This one piece is super long. It's like over 10 feet long, finished. A little bit of glue on both sides. Then we just fold the two together here. See, and you can see that it's squeezing about, 2/3 of the joint. The glue spreads out really well, right? Then I just take a piece of tape, wrap it all the way around, hold that 90. And then you can just go along, add a few extra pieces of tape to help close up the joint. And even if there's tiny little hairline cracks, you don't even need to worry about it, because when you sand that, it'll fill right in. This is by far the cheapest and easiest way to clamp everything together. And then you'll be surprised how well this painter's tape works. Really all you need. And there's usually lots of it on every job site. So here's a piece I glued up a couple hours ago. The glue is set enough. I can take this tape off. Now this joint is already really close to perfect, but you can see that there's a tiny little crack here and a nice little crack there. That's going to get cut off. But just to show you how this fills in the joint, just watch this. Can't even tell that there's a glue joint there. Pretty nice, right? The hard part about making videos showing you how these little hacks work is that I just do such a good job of everything that it's pretty much hard for me to even show you a crack, because my miters are just that flawless every time. Samurai problems. Anyways, you could see a hairline crack just in a few little spots here. So we'll just hit that with the sandpaper. And you can see how that miter just glorious. No glue line. All right, guys, that was your tips for today. You are officially a better woodworker as of this moment. A little bit, like you're a little bit better than you were a moment ago. Okay? So, what a great way to end a Friday, being a better guy. I really enjoy these videos and the community that we got building here. It reminds me of the scripture. Dare I say a scripture verse? Oh no. Whole bunch of people about to get offended. Don't worry, I'm not going to preach at you, but it reminds me of the scripture. It says, iron sharpens iron. It's a good scripture. It means that, when guys get together, put our minds to becoming better, we all help each other out, share wisdom, and become better as a result of relationship. At least that's how I interpret it. But I will add that iron also dulls iron. So be careful about who you are learning from, people. There's a ton of guys out there with textbooks worth of knowledge in their brains, but their lives don't actually produce any results. So be careful about learning from people that have a ton of knowledge and no results in their life. Because knowledge actually really is quite useless if it's not applied knowledge that brings about the results that you're looking for. I would hope that you watch this channel not just because I'm devastatingly handsome and enjoyable to watch, but I'm actually teaching you guys how to do the same stuff that I'm doing. And I will say that I'm living my dream, that's for sure. And I hope that you guys are on a mission to do the same in your own life. So the best thing you can do right now is get up, hit the like button first and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Then get your ass out to your shop and do something, build something. Apply the knowledge that you are attaining and make this world a better place, starting with your own house, okay?
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention it's Friday, which means I'm gonna be hanging out at the Crooked Goose Pub at 9 p.m. So if you wanna come out, meet the samurai, hang out, talk woodworking and other sweet stuff, feel free to drop on by tonight, 9 p.m., Crooked Goose, beer, wings, good times. Hope to see you there. Samurai out.